Anyways, Boof Pack Bobby. Now that I finished that, I'm happy to answer your questions, so thank you for waiting patiently. Child soldier backstory. It's pretty simple. From about 9 to 18, I was growing up in like this maoist high control organization. I always go back and forth on if I want to call it a gang or a cult. I have a hard time deciding which one. Militant group is another option. I think militant group would be like the most technical definition. And I spent pretty much my entire adolescence training for a people's war to overthrow the American government. Among other things. Honestly, most of these groups seems like it's filled with Redditors who want more in their life. I will say, and this is not me like trying to make myself seem cooler because like I didn't just run away to join it with a bunch of fucking lame Redditors. A lot of the people in these groups were fairly functional, normal people who had real lives. And a lot of the people the Maoists recruited were through direct in-person contacts because they really did not like the quality of person who found Maoism through the internet. I was somebody who found Maoism through the internet, but I found it really early, back when that rule wasn't implemented. So, generally speaking, the Maoists were actually filled with relatively well-adjusted people. You have to understand, a lot of high-control organizations are often filled with relatively normal people who just genuinely want something in life. They want to do stuff. They want something fulfilling to do. They believe in something, and they get manipulated. There was one guy who was a little mentally ill, who I remember well. He needed therapy pretty bad. I sort of feel bad for how the Maoists treated him, because the Maoists were always like kind of anti-psychiatry, anti-therapy. Not severely, like not on the level of Scientology, but they always believed that through class struggle and class struggle alone, most mental disorders could be cured. Essentially. So depression, anxiety, so on and so forth. If you experience enough class struggle, you will not have to take medication. You will not have to go to therapy. Obviously, that was very costly on the people who were mentally ill because they believed, oh, I could go without my medication. You know, when I had a girlfriend, one of the girlfriends I had in Maoism, she had ADHD and she had to take ADHD medication. And this never went very far, but I do remember encouraging her to try and stop taking the medication because of the belief system I grew up with. Because I believe that actually this is not fundamentally necessary. If you just fucking have sheer force of will, you do not need Adderall. You just need to have the proletarian spirit. And again, it never went very far because again, they were never so anti-psychiatry that they would ban it or something. But it was always discouraged. And you know, me being a part of that, especially from a very young age, I in turn encouraged that on others. Which I don't feel that good about, but also not that bad about, because it never went that far. So it's like, fortunately, you know, not too bad of a situation. What's the topic of the stream today? We have a lot to talk about. The big headline topic is ICE agents doing horrible fucking stuff.